Usually when people ask how I'm doing, the real answer is I'm doing shitty. But I can't say I'm doing shitty because I don't even have a good reason to be doing shitty. So if I say I'm doing shitty, then they say, why? What's wrong? And I have to be like, I don't know, all of it. So instead, when people ask how I'm doing, I usually say, I am doing so great.
Philosophy of Bojack Horseman. Friedrich Nietzsche. The German philosopher said suffering produces art, and art is what makes life worth living. But art and creative genius are not possible without suffering. Some people suffer a lot in life in a way that whatever they do, suffering and pain are inevitable, which puts the whole existence in question. Bojack Horseman is a series that portrays the tragedies of life. Mental health, substance abuse, bad parenting, and toxic relationships, uniquely highlighting the psychological and philosophical problems, shaping them into a dark comedy. The series is set in an alternate universe where people live with humanoid animals. It revolves around an alcoholic and depressed horse, Bojack, once a famous movie star in the 90s, trying to regain his lost fame by publishing his autobiography.
Bojack Horseman, the Bojack Horseman story. Written by Bojack Horseman. Chapter 1. Chapter 1. Chapter 1.
But that's not the end of it, right? Yeah. A new problem arises for Bojack. He develops feelings for his ghostwriter Diane, who was already dating his rival Mr. Peanutbutter.
Also, you two are dating?
Yeah,
You're dating him.
Yes.
This is your boyfriend.
that is correct.
You are going out with you. But in a sexual way, not just as friends.
That's right.
You have seen her naked.
Many times, yes.
You are attracted to this.
Yes.
This penis has been inside this vagina.
Yep.
But in a sexual way.
Oh, yes.
In the meanwhile, he has to deal with his ever-confused manager, Princess Caroline, and also his couch-born friend, Todd, while battling loneliness. The show is a perfect blend of existential nihilism and absurdism. They may seem alike because they deal with finding happiness and meaning for things in life and give similar conclusions.
You should give up on looking for enough because it will never be enough.
Bojack, with a troubled childhood and past, consistently develops toxic relationships with women and still thinks deep down he is a good person. He thinks an achievement like getting his dream project or an Oscar can make him happy. He somehow gets many things he wants, but eventually when it happens, he realizes that it doesn't make him happy, and the ultimate result is alcohol and something disaster. Meanwhile, Todd, who was bound to the couch at Bojack's house for a long time, seems to have known that there's no meaning to life anyway. Maybe that's why, though he's highly skilled, he's bound to couch and often gets into mess, and by season 3 he realizes some truth about his sexuality, but is not affected by it, but even moves on to much progressive life. The creator Raffle Bob Waxberg used his sage in making the show an anime comedy, which helped him to address many issues that wouldn't have happened with a regular sitcom.
Yeah. My day was good.
In some of the most acclaimed episodes of the show, like Fish Out of the Water and Free Churro, the ending is a key. The director builds a whole series episode with a different perspective, and suddenly you end up smiling at the end.
Is this funeral parlor B?
Though Bojack is his base, other characters still have as much to do as Bojack, and also presented every character with a proper character arc. Albert Camus, the father of absurdism, defined the absurd nature as a battle between man's desire for significance and the universe's abstinence from giving the man such meaning.
Right, Sarah Lynn? Sarah Lynn? Sarah Lynn? Someone's at the door!
Mr. Peanutbutter seems to be fully aware of it. That's why he never craves attention and approval. Although he fails in all relationships and many of his jobs, he never gets disappointed. Mr. Peanutbutter seems to embrace the absurd nature of the universe, which makes Bojack jealous of his happy-go-lucky attitude.
Look at him, not a care in the world. How does he do it?
This is the place.
He's almost immune to emotional pain and sadness even after failure in many relationships. In contrast, Bojack tries to change things, but his past failures and bad relationships always haunt him, which leads to more alcohol and depression.
To 9 months of sobriety.
To life and being done with it.
Unlike Bojack, Diane, who marries Mr. Peanutbutter, is a good friend of everyone and is committed to make this world a better place. She doesn't believe in deep down. She thinks she can create meaning for herself through her positive actions.
Well, do you think I'm a good person? Deep down?
That's the thing. I don't think I believe in deep down. I kind of think all you are is just the things that you do.
She hates partying, Mr. Peanutbutter's surprises and instability. So, struggles to be a perfectionist and establish an image for herself as a writer, but is depressed as she couldn't even come close to her commitment. She is a prime example that one suffers a lot to be an artist. Princess Caroline is another insecure absurd who struggles to differentiate between her personal and professional life. She likes to help everyone but ends up managing clients' personal life than professional life. With her dilemma, she seems to waver between imposter syndrome and Dunning-Kruger effect.
Hello.
I've got Princess Carolyn for you.
Okay.
Bojack!
Oh my god, we just broke up.
Yeah, but I'm still your agent. I pride myself on my ability to separate my professional life from my personal life.
Great.
Though Bojack dumps her in the romantic relationship, it's evident that PC still has feelings for Bojack and they have an interdependent relationship. All she ever wants is to be a mother, and after all struggles and eventually adopting a daughter, she realizes all the mess around and set boundaries in her life.
I imagine my great-great-great-granddaughter in the future talking to her class about me. She's poised and funny and tells people about me and how everything worked out in the end.
These lines reflect the journey of every character. Everyone gets a point in life that triggers a change. For Diane, it's divorce with Mr. Peanutbutter. Realizing his asexuality for Todd.
I think I'm asexual.
Asexual what? Dynamo? Deviant? Harassment lawsuit waiting to happen?
No, asexual, not sexual.
And knowing the truth about her pregnancy for Princess Caroline. But for Bojack, the trigger arrives in the form of Hollyhock. But unlike others, Bojack doesn't take responsibility for his actions and always want to escape that guilt.
I'm responsible for my own happiness. I can't even be responsible for my own breakfast. Todd! I need help!
After so many of the situations in his life, Hollyhock comes into his life. Being with her makes Bojack realizes the shitty things he has been doing all his life and how he is getting away from them. That's when he walks into rehab.
You are all the things that are wrong with you. It's not the alcohol or the drugs or any of the shitty things that happened to you in your career or when you were a kid. It's you.
Bojack gets close to what Nietzsche warned against, humanity's path towards nihilism, losing all his values and edges to a state of rejecting all the objective truths.
Doesn't get better and it doesn't get easier. I can't keep lying to myself, saying I'm gonna change. I'm poison.
Bojack.
I come from poison. I have poison inside me, and I destroy everything I touch. That's my legacy.
Though Bojack realizes his mistakes and seems to get over his old self towards the final episodes, it's not that he and also others changed and got over their hardships. It's just the conclusion for his character arc. For what happens in the penultimate episode, some of us don't see Bojack coming for the final episode. But the final episode is all about moving on and hope in life. The conversation between Bojack and Diane is a representation of separation. And for the workaholic Princess Caroline, her marriage with Judah is a metaphorical marriage to her work and moving on. The series cleverly portrays how the media and society are affecting our lives by making us believe that we can achieve something greater from everything we do, and how the focus is mostly on the result rather than the process.
What more do you want? What else could the universe possibly owe you?
I want to feel good about myself. The way you do. And I don't know how. I don't know if I can.
Which Albert Camus said through his metaphorical boundary theory in his novel, The Myth of Sisyphus.
Who loves it, people? Look this way, news media! A celebrity is throwing away his hard-earned cash!
And even exposes the dark side and mocks the reality behind the glitter of Hollywood in many episodes. The show is not about hating society for what it is, but to embrace all the absurdity of life and to remind that happiness can only be a byproduct but not the output for the things we do.